In this video, I'll talk about time series data. Time series data is a special type of data that is measured at successive time period and at uniform time interval. Two things are important. One thing is the data set should be measured at successive time period, and the interval between two time period should be uniform. It should be maintained across all the observations. The examples of a time series data are closing prices of S&P, Dow Jones, or NSE or BSE. Any stock market index, it gets reported every day. And then quarterly revenues of companies, profits of companies. You get quarterly revenue or profit every quarter or every year. So we can have data set for revenue for every quarter, and we can call it as time series data because the interval is 3 months and it is collected. The data is collected for each quarter. Let us see an example. I have got two series. One is monthly and the other one is yearly. That means the interval between the data point, the time duration is one in the first data set or in the first data series is 1 month, and in the other data series, which is the right table, is 1 year. Monthly time series, you can see it starts with Jan 2010 and the last data point is December 2010. So I've got data for it's a 1 year data for each month. The duration is 1 month. It is maintained. Now you cannot have a case wherein one of the month is missing. Say for example April or May or any of this month, one of the month is missing from the data set. It cannot be called as a time series data. We can of course impute the data, but that data set, the continuity has to be there in the data set. Similarly, in the right table, you can see it's a yearly time series data. The interval is 1 year, and that's how the time series data look like. Time series analysis is a type of analysis that is done upon the time series data. Usually it's univariate because when we collect data, we collect actually for one variable most of the times. We can always have multivariate cases also. We can collect data simultaneously for a number of variables and we can do analysis upon them at the same time. But most of the times we do the univariate analysis, and which is more popular. When I talk about univariate analysis, it could be revenue, profit, or stock market index. So it's just one variable, and how it is changing over time. That is what is of interest to us. So a time series analysis is done to see how a particular variable is changing over time and what is the pattern of change. And why do we do that? We need to predict the future just by looking at the pattern in the past. Let me show you a couple of series. First series you can see on the screen, 2 2, then 3 3, 4 4, 5 5, 6 6. So what will be the next number? Very obvious, like 7 7. Second series, I leave it to you. Just answer these questions. 1 2 3, 2 3 4, 3 4 5, 4 5 6. Okay. Try to find out the pattern in the historical observation. Okay, series 1 and series 2, say for example these are series of historical data and we need to predict future. We find out the pattern in the historical data, okay, the already data that is already with us, and then we try to predict what is going to be the next value or the future value. But it's not very simple because the beautiful pattern that you can see in these two series are not going to be there in real data. it's going to be very random, and then within the series you will find some kind of a pattern and then some kind of a randomness, and it will be very haphazard, and it's difficult really to find out the pattern. Look at a graph. It's a Dow Jones Industrial Average plot for September 2011 to July 2012. It decreases, then stabilize for some time, and then it increases over time. So your time series rate could be decreasing in nature, in increasing in nature, cyclical in nature, in the sense that at one point it is decreasing, then increasing again, and then decreasing. So it could be having any kind of a pattern, and that is what the main purpose of time series analysis, to find what kind of pattern really exists in the data. And in the plot that you can see, well, we would be interested to forecast what is going to be what is going to be the industrial average 2 days from, or 2 months from July 2012, or 2 years from July 2012. That is the whole purpose of time series analysis. We do forecasting for a lot of variables, not just the industrial average. We do forecasting for profit, loss, or revenue, etc. We also do data exploration. Okay, need not be for for prediction or for forecasting purpose. Sometimes we try to understand how a particular variable is actually behaving over a time, and that gives you some kind of a exploratory sort of analysis we do to get some insight about the variable, and we use that variable in regression model. How is it different from regression analysis? How time series analysis is different from regression analysis? We have dependent independent variable over there, but here in time series analysis we just have one variable. We just extrapolate it. We analyze the pattern and then extrapolate it. It's a single variable analysis, or it's a univariate analysis, whereas regression is a multivariate analysis. Okay, the last slide shows you, if you if you search time series and in Google image, you'll find a lot of these beautiful graphs, different type of patterns. Sometimes there is a good trend, you can see there is a beautiful graph, you can really predict it very easily, but it's not very even in this particular one. You can see the pattern is very difficult to figure it out, and then you have you will have different kind of patterns, you can see, uh, and it's really not that simple to just forecast using the way we did in the last slide.